Chapter 16. Friday morning, there's a message from Giro in the announcements commanding all track members to report to his room at lunch to return uniforms and finalize banquet plans. But when Fiona and I arrive, we discover there's a third item on the agenda: running leg money. After checks started coming in from the newspaper article, Giro drew a fundraiser thermometer on his whiteboard. Only it's not a thermometer, it's a prosthetic running leg with 0 at the toe and $20,000 at the top of the socket. He's been coloring in the leg with green marker. And anytime anyone wonders how the fundraising's coming along, all they have to do is look at the board. Ever since the televised newscast, I've been trying not to check, but now I can't help but see that the leg is completely colored in. Actually, it's overflowing. Giro asks everyone to settle down, then announces, "This weekend's car wash is hereby cancelled, and those of you who are still baking can stop already." He points to the whiteboard. "Way to go, people, you did it." A loud cheer goes up, and then he continues. "I spoke with our anonymous donor this morning, and she, I ask. I know it's hopeless, because I've been nagging him about it since he announced that there was anonymous donor, but I try one more time anyway. I'd really like to thank her, Giro. Can't you please tell us?" Giro realizes he's slipped up, but he shrugs it off with a wave of his hand. "I just eliminated half the population. That's the best I can do. Now, as I was saying, our anonymous donor is still going to send a full $10,000, even though we've collected nearly 15,000 on our own." 15,000? I look around the room. "You guys are amazing." Another cheer goes up, and after Giro explains that any extra money can go to helping my parents with my medical bills, he calls item 2 and moves on to passing out banquet information and checking in uniforms. While this is going on, I notice Fiona and Mario fluttering awkwardly around each other. It's incredibly cute and pretty obvious that he really likes her. And when people been filing out of the classroom, Fiona's eye asks me if it's okay if she lives with Mario. So I smile and nod like, "Go have fun." Soon it's just Giro and me. "Quiet a ear," he says to me, and we both laugh at the understatement. "How can I ever thank you?" I ask quietly. He smiles at me, his kind, tired smile. "Just meet me on the track next year. That'll be thanks enough." I nod, and even though there's no handshake, the deal is made. Which means there's no room for excuses. I'm going to have to learn to run again. Chapter 17. The last of the school year sort of fizzles to an end for me. It feels like a waiting game. First, I wait for the prom to be over. During the week leading up to it, everyone seems to pair up. Then the only thing the girls want to talk about is their dresses and how they are going to do their hair and what their before and after plans are. Fiona goes to the prom with Mario. Gavin goes with Mariel. I stay home, watch TV. I try to be big about it, but can't help wondering if I'd have done too if I wasn't walking around on a pipe. I try to block it out, but the thought keeps springing up. More weeds in my garden of worthiness. At the track banquet, the team present me with a check for my running leg, which is an awesome and very emotional thing for me. But when I go to see Dr. Wells, he tells me that my stump is still changing and that I'm not ready for a definitive prosthesis. I have to wait until the end of June or maybe July. The school year closes out with the finals and all too frequent encounters with Gavin. I managed to get a B or better in all my classes, even Miss Lucas, where I've climbed up to 82% thanks to Rosa. As Gavin, I can't seem to figure out. He's still with Mariel, but when I see them together, he looks quiet. When he runs into Fiona and me, he comes to life, laughing and smiling and talking about everything. But Fiona's still with Mario, and I've still got a puppy leg. I try not to define myself that way, but I can't help it. And even though my gait is now smoother and people swear they don't even notice, I never forget that under my pants is a pipe. So the school year fizzles to an end, and I wait. Fiona keeps me moving forward. She gets us preparing for the SAT books for over the summer because I didn't take the test this year, and she wants to retake it in November. This way, we will both be totally prepared. Plus, it'll actually be fun to study because we will be doing it together and we won't have any other homework. I know I'm supposed to take the tests, but it seems so pointless. You don't need SAT scores to get into the local JC, which is where it looks like I'm be going. Still, it'll be something to do with Fiona, which is better than doing nothing. Fiona also manages to get us job interview at the Tremont Theatre. It's an old tiny single screen movie theater that shows foreign films and cult classics. A funky cool place that's run by a bohemian grandma named Greta. I don't mention my leg when I go in to interview, and Greta's got hobbles of her own and doesn't seem to notice that there's anything different about me. She just talks to me about popcorn and pigeons and hires me on the spot. Fiona and I don't actually start working there until school lets out for summer, and it turns out to be a pretty fun job. After we are trained, Greta's not nice about giving us the same shift, and we do everything from selling tickets and making and selling popcorn to sweeping up between shows and shooing away pigeons. Kids from school come in, especially the artsy ones. It's kind of nice because even though it's a totally different crowd from the one I hang out with, they take their movies very seriously. And then at the end of June, Dr. Wells decrees that my leg is stabilized and gives me a prescription for my permanent leg, which means I can also get my running leg. I go through the same routine all over again with Hank casting wait a week, socket fit wait a week. But then I have to wait another week for the leg fit, and another week. Hank has decided that what I need is an active foot for my everyday leg, a flexi foot that will even allow me to run. It's not for track work, he tells me, but it's very dynamic foot. You will be amazed. But there's a part on back order. Somehow, I've almost blocked from my mind that I'm an assemblies of nuts and bolts and carbon graphite. July is almost over when I finally get called in for my fittings. And since after weeks of proving to her that I can, Mom has finally allowed me to start driving again. She lets me go to Hank's salon. She usually likes to come to my appointments and hover, but she tells me she's swamped. Would you mind? She asks. Not a bit, I tell her, and it's the truth. I love driving. It did take a little adjusting to learn to drive with my fake leg because my ankle doesn't flex and I have to control the gas and brake pressure by using my knee and thigh. But I'm going at it now, And it's not to have my mom in the passenger seat, scared out of her mind that I'm about to crash. Plus, I know the appointment's going to be a long one. We've got 2 legs to fine tune. You've got your cell phone, right? She asked.